So we're just talking about the process of your brain thoughts when you're doing this. And as you go from your right hand to the left hand and back and forth. I guess we're up here. So you set up and then you start. So obviously just thinking about your right hand there while your left hand is down, and then you pick up and move, play your left hand, and then think about your left hand again. So I'm setting up the C minor before my right hand starts. Right, and I'll do that again. So I'm setting up and I go. Just thinking about my right hand. I'm shifting to my left hand, but then I'm still at my left hand. I move, get ready, and then I shift back to my right hand so that I can go. Right? And then the order of operations is exactly the same for the next line. Set up, just thinking right hand. Then I go to my left hand, I play the chord, still thinking my left hand, I set up. Then I go back to my right hand. Whoops. What is it? Right. So I can execute. Because the chord comes in the middle of that phrase, I don't have to stop the phrase to think about, well, where does my left hand go? Then we're going to go to the next part. This is the same exact process, but it's quicker, because it's happening in the middle of the phrase. So you can see where the rests are. That's when you set up. So you're anticipating the F minor at measure 9, and then you're anticipating the G, and anticipating the F minor, and the G you just got to kind of get to that last one. So I'm setting up, and I go, right, and then I'm thinking about my left hand, move it over, and then back to my right hand. Right. Then I'm thinking about my left hand, set it up, back to my right hand. And you do the same thing. Think about your left hand, go back to your right hand. Right. And even though there's not a rest in the middle there, the process is going to be the same. It just happens a little bit quicker. So when you practice doing this, you'll get used to it, and then it'll smooth itself out basically at the end. And then we're on to measure 11. I'm setting up. And then we take a breath so that we can reset for F. Now that one is, how are we going to think about it? Oh yeah, so once you set up for that F, and you start playing this melody, you notice that the hand doesn't have to move, and you're just coming from this black key to that white key, right? So it might be a little bit counterintuitive, but as soon as you set here, you want to look at your left hand, because your left hand has to travel a little bit. So you want to be there for your left hand a little bit. So I'm setting up. As soon as I'm set up, you can use fourth finger or third finger here. It doesn't matter, because we have taken a breath, right? So we ended up here. I'll play the whole. Now I pick up and set. Doesn't matter how you want to finger this. And then once I'm set, I'm looking at my left hand. So while I'm doing this, I can do this switch confidently, because I'm just looking at my left hand. It's all right. And then we have a breath to reset. And same thing. This is the same type of thing. So I'm looking at my left hand. Even though my right hand is active, I'm looking at my left hand. So that when I go to the C minor, oops, and then I can just get to the F by itself. I'm gonna change that.
Okay. Now could you, so I get pauses a bit. Could you play it continuously the whole thing through, but don't exaggerate the pauses? Just
Okay.
you know.
So notice that it happens really quickly, but I'm setting up every little transition. And if you do it really slow at first, that's training your brain to do it, and then eventually it'll just happen. It becomes automatic.
Thank you.